Good afternoon. Thank you very much for inviting me to this very exciting launch. I must start by first congratulating all of the key movers of the SNS institutions who in the span of about 30 years have built up such a tremendous portfolio across so many subjects, so many institutions, and several tens of thousands of students. Potential of any country is based on its people, and the people need to be trained, need to be given opportunity, need to be given platforms in which they need to realize the full potential. And in that sense, the work being done here is a yeoman work. I want to also comment on what the director said about the book, Goodbye Mr. Chips. The reason I have a particular affinity for that book is that my grandfather, back in 1912 or 1905 or 1907, went to a school called the Lay School in the city of Cambridge in the United Kingdom. And the book, Goodbye Mr. Chips, is set in the Lay School, though it doesn't name it as such, and talks about that era of the Lay School. So that's why the book is personal to me. And I'm very happy to find that the director alludes to that book and talks about the values in that book, about what real contribution to society is, which is the development of human talent, so that your input and your impact last generations beyond you after your lifetime, and certainly after they stop being your students when they graduate and move out. In some other sense, it's a very interesting kind of juxtaposition for me, because I've just come straight from Ooty, where I was the chief guest at my old boarding school, an old British military institution called the Lawrence School, Lovedale. And yesterday was the 167th Founders' Day. So there I talked about how extraordinary it is for any institutions to last 167 years. Companies, government entities, a lot of them don't last a century. And more so in a country that is only about 80 years old, with a constitution that's only about 75 years old. It must have taken a whole number of remarkable adaptations for an institution that started as kind of an asylum for the orphans of British soldiers to now kind of elite boarding school run under the Department of Education in Delhi and continuously functioning for 167 years. As much as that is important, something old adds value, keeps stability. We actually have to keep moving with the times. In that sense, I think the ability to go straight from Founders' Day 167 to the opening of a brand new innovation facility, which is going to be indicative of the future, is a great luxury and a joy for me. I think the director touched upon the fact that just statistically, mathematically, we are not creating enough jobs for all our youth. We have this great luxury called the demographic dividend. I've said it many places before, I'll say it here again. In the next 20 years, roughly 1 in 4 young people with access to education in the world will be of Indian origin. That's just the way the math works. China is already a declining population every year. The last 2 years, the total population count has come down by 2 to 3 million. Much of the Western world is afflicted with that. Most of the places that have increasing population are in places like Africa, where they don't have a stable enough government or access to education. So if we talk about the potential workforce of the world, in Tamil Nadu, the average education is high school graduate. Almost 50% of our children enroll in college. In the north, it's not like that. The future of India will be determined by both how quickly we can improve the average education in the vast populous states in the north, make sure that everybody is included in education. Women, minorities, Dalits, everybody, like we do in Tamil Nadu. And the second thing that will determine is how the higher end of the human capital, which is here in Tamil Nadu, Kerala, places like that, what kind of opportunities they get to realize their potential and have an impact. And that cannot be through jobs alone. It has to be through innovation, through startups, through the creation of businesses. And the great luxury we have here is that our market is big enough. We are 1.5 billion people, many poor, but still reasonable number middle class, reasonable number lower number, but still with purchasing power. And therefore, the ability to innovate both internationally in a highly competitive market, but also within our market, which is a large market, which is important as we see the world kind of start to put up new barriers to trade in the last era of the kind of global US-dominated free trade, dollar-based Bretton Woods kind of world order start to collapse, and some new order is going to form. But in the meantime, we have a large market that can provide a lot of opportunities for our startups. I think the Honorable Chief Minister says it again and again. Our ambition is that such opportunities, such initiatives should be pan-Tamil Nadu, not only in Chennai. Unfortunately, while that's an idea statement, philosophy, in fact, in execution, a lot of things happen very Chennai-based, Chennai-centric. So it is, I think, even more in alignment with our philosophy as a government that we see such scale initiatives with ambition to build 1,000 startups, with ambition to have the largest innovation center in a place like Coimbatore, hopefully in places like Madurai and Trichy and other places. Beyond scale, I'm impressed with the attention to detail that has gone into every aspect of this space as we walked around. And I think the value system of this design thinking and the notion of empathy being the basis resonates well with me. My PhD thesis was on computer interface design, what seems like a lifetime ago, in the late 80s, on how human beings develop mental models of what's going on inside a box just because they can see a screen. And therefore, how do we teach them to actually use the computer and leverage it better? In some sense, the world has become, full circle, because now we don't bother about teaching the human being how the machine works. We try to teach the machine how human beings think and start doing things like adaptive AI and generative AI. So in this approach of empathy-based, design-based innovation, I think beyond the scale, beyond the kind of infrastructure, the approach is commendable. I hope that this will prove to be a big success, not just for the efforts of all of you, but to be an example and to be something to emulate for others around the state. Because as I say, our future is going to be determined not just by how many jobs are created, but also how many products, how many services, how much innovation, and how many young people get to realize their potential and benefit society. So I congratulate all of you who have worked to bring this together today. I wish you all the best, and I thank you once again for inviting me to be part of it. Thank you.